Hi everybody, this is Benny with Pierre Driving School. Today we're gonna cover left and right turns. The lesson today, we're gonna cover left and right turns. Many students have trouble with their turns. So we're gonna cover all left and right turn, the way to make those turns, where to fall in after making that turn, and how to position yourself coming off these turns. All right, we're gonna do this together. Now let's go ahead and cover left and right turn. As always, you look behind you as the car going back. Okay. Signal your intention. Check the shoulder. Okay, good. All right, folks. Today we're gonna cover left and right turns. Many students been struggling with the left turn. Either when they're coming off the turn, they don't know where to position themselves, how to accelerate off of the turn, and where to go next after the turn. We're gonna cover all this today. First, let's start here. We're making a right turn as this traffic light. This is a one-way street to a two-way road. One-way street to a two-way road. Before making the turn, mirror right, shoulder right. Then do not accelerate to the turn. You cover in your brake because the car will take itself off of the turn. This was a tight right turn. If you accelerate to the turn while the tires are straight, the car will be going the direction the tires are going. Never accelerate on those turns if you're already driving. Let's make a left turn here. Now we're already driving. We will not be accelerating. This is a two-way road to a two-way road. Now we're making this left turn. Mirror left, shoulder left. You're gonna fall into the left lane. Very important, into the left. You cannot make that left turn and stay and fall into your right lane. It's not acceptable. Now by yourself, signaling mirror right, shoulder right, and go to your right lane. You cannot make this left turn from this two-way road and fall into your right side of the street. It's not acceptable. You're making the left, you're supposed to fall to the nearest lane you make the turn to, which was the left lane. Then by yourself, you signal your intention, you move over to the right. Let's make a right turn here. Now making a right turn, mirror right, shoulder right, and we're falling in the lane that we turn into. It's a one-way, it's a two-way street. We just fall right in the middle. It's car in front of us, signal all your intention, mirrors and shoulder, and go around the car. You're gonna signal back your intention again, mirror right, shoulder right, come back around. We're making a right and turn at the traffic light. Signal your intention first, check mirrors and shoulder, and block the side that you're making the turn so no car can fit in that proximity that you're making your turns. Because if you need a wide spot, car may have the tendency to move into that side. You do not want that. Now, since you're making the turn, well, what are you gonna be checking for? Mirror, shoulder to check for pedestrian, skateboarder, and bicycle. Mirror right, shoulder right. Now you drive to your turn. Because you're coming up to a stop, you have to drive to the turn. Otherwise, you will be crawling on the turn. Now, if you are driving and the light is already in your favor, the light is green, you're making a turn, that's when you slow down to make the turn. But if you're coming off a stop, completely stop, in order for you to make that turn, you have to accelerate. Don't accelerate too heavy because you don't want to make a fast turn, but yet you have to accelerate just enough to make your turn with no problem. What's the speed? Preferably between 3 to 5 miles per hour. You don't want to make a fast turn, then you will have trouble recovering from a fast turn. And a quick recap, when you're making your turns, always try your best to fall into the lane that you turn into. You do not want to make the turn and fall into the wrong lane because that will not be a good thing for you as you're taking a road test. We're covering left and right turns in our lessons today. Always stop sign. At the traffic light coming up, we're gonna make a left and turn. This is the big one. We're coming from a one-way street to a two-way street with falling cars is driving. So as we're making this left turn here, we're gonna be making this turn into the left lane. Then when it's clear by ourselves, we're gonna signal the attention, go over to the right. Student must always be on the right side of the traffic. However, when you're making turn, the lane that you turn into, that's where you want it to be. You do not want to make the left hand lane and be on the right hand lane. You do not want to do that, especially when you're doing your witness. Now, if you drive and you have your license already, you can turn wherever you want, but normally the right way to do the turn is to fall to the nearest lane that you turn into. And as you can see to my left, there's no room for any car to pass to my left side, because if I'm leaving too much room, car may tend to cut me on that side. And as always, before making the turn, mirror left, shoulder left, then go with my turn. I'm gonna fall into the left hand lane, go all the way over, make my turn here, and fall into the left lane. See the shoulder is just cutting me off? Those are the reasons why you check your shoulders. By myself, signal right, mirror right, shoulder right. That was the prime example back there. Those are the reason why you check the shoulder. Have I not checked my shoulder, now the car that is on my right hand side, it would have been an accident. Because why? They try to take the turn with me, thinking that they will do a faster turn than I can. Those are the reason why it is imperative for you to always check your shoulders and mirror to decide that you're making the turn too. I didn't see that car on my left. Only way I was able to see that car is when I check over my shoulder. Measure off to the right, signal my attention to the right, mirror right, shoulder right, then move over. At the traffic light coming up, we're gonna make a right hand turn. Now we were onto the main road. We're making a right turn. At the light. We cannot make no right turn from the main road. That's the reason why I move over to my right on the service road in order for me to make the right hand turn. When you're making the turn, you have to be to the nearest side that you're making the turn. Had I make that turn from the main road, there would have been too much gap on the service road here on the right, and it's not acceptable. Those are principle that we have to follow. Not only that when we're taking our road test, as well as when we're driving on the road every day on the regular. We have to pay attention for those things. In the meantime, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell notification, so when we release the next video, you will be the first one to be notified, because we're going to have this video coming a lot, covering everything about driving. That's all we do in this channel. Everything driving related, it will be covered in this channel. Now, I'm making a right turn here now. Here what's going on. You see, I have a pedestrian coming to my left. For the purpose of the road test, I must let that pedestrian clear completely before I complete the turn. Check my shoulder, pedestrian is clear. Me wasn't shoulder again, then I go with my turn. It is very important to pay attention to those things when you're driving. Now, had I not stopped for this pedestrian taking the road test, the examiner could have failed me the test. For why? Fail to yield right of way to pedestrian. Let the pedestrian clear. There's no rush. Left and right turn can be a little bit challenging if you do not know how to approach them, if you do not know where to fall. It's very simple. Once you get this lesson here, once you understand the formula, now all you have to do is to deliver when you're doing the practical thing. It is just that simple. It's not rocket science. It's simply a simple formula you have to follow. Follow the discipline, follow the guideline, and you'll be well off on your way. Traffic light coming up, we're making a right hand turn. Let's preparing up for the turn. How do we do? Signal your intention. What is next to do? You're gonna check the mirrors and shoulder quick. What is third to do? Blacken the side off, you're making the turn, so no car can fit on that side. Because if you leave it a big gap open, car gonna tends to fit in the side, and that's what you do not want as you're doing your wood test, as well as when you're driving. Because if you leave too much of a gap, car start coming in, there's a possibility for accident. Mirror right, shoulder right. Now I'm gonna accelerate 3 to 5 miles per hour to make my turn. When the car completes the turn, then I turn the steering wheel very smooth. I pick up the acceleration from there. Nothing fast, very nice. You go through your turns. That will help you big time as you're doing your wood test, as well as you're driving on the regular. It ain't about wash, is knowing what you're doing, so you always be on a good on a good position. Nice and smooth. Now we are on a two-way road. We're gonna make a regular right turn at the corner. Now there is no light, no traffic stop. That's when you have to lessen the speed. You cannot take the turn with speed. What do we do? Mirror right, shoulder right, then go with your turn. You see I'm slowing down the speed? You cannot go fast in those turns. If you do so, you're gonna have trouble recovering from those turns. It is very important to make sure that you keep this thing going. Okay, we're gonna go around again. We're gonna make a right turn at the traffic light coming up. Right turn. You are right, shoulder right, making my turn to the nearest lane. No rush. Coming up to a stop sign. Right turn at the light. Bring it to the side that you turn in. Mirror right, shoulder right. Make sure there was no pedestrian, no skateboarder. Then since we come into a stop sign, in order to make the turn, we have to slightly drive, then make the turn. We cannot not drive, not accelerate. We will not be able to make the turn. The turn will be too slow. If we were already driving and the light was already green, then coming up to the turn, we will have to lessen the speed so we can have enough speed for us to make a safe turn with no trouble. Mirror right, shoulder right, then I'm driving to the turn, nice and smooth. See, no, nothing fast, recover nice and smooth from the turn, then you drive. Folks, it is not tough, the left and right turn, on how to make left and right hand turn. It's just understand the basics and deliver based on what you were taught, based on what you know. Nothing hard at all. We're gonna do it again. We're making a right hand turn at the corner. This is from a one-way street to a two-way road. Then we're gonna come to the stop. Here we're gonna operate your stops as always. Just that simple, folks. Let's make another right turn here. Then after which we're gonna do a few more of the left turn. One-way street to a one-way road, nice and smooth. We keep it going. Very smooth. Making a left turn at the traffic light coming up. This is a nice one. This is a one-way road to a two-way street. Gonna pull into the middle, make the left turn and fall into the left lane. Check the mirrors and shoulders, fall into the left lane. Then what else are we gonna do? By yourself, signal your attention to the right, mirror right, shoulder right, and get to the right lane. You cannot make the left turn, fall right into the right lane. Is not acceptable. You have to be after making the turn, fall into your left lane, then move over to your right. Student have to be always where? On the right side of the traffic. Let's make a right turn over here, move over to the right. Signal, mirror right, shoulder right, then move over. Nice and smooth. At the traffic light coming up, we're making another right turn. Mirror right, shoulder right, then make your turn right into the right lane, nice and smooth. And while lane are we gonna fall into? To the right side of the road, because that is a two-way street. We're supposed to make the turn, fall to the nearest lane that we turn into. Now this traffic light, we're gonna make a left turn. What is there for us to do? We have to move over into the left lane, mirrors and shoulder, because you cannot make a left turn from the right lane. That's not acceptable. You have to move over to the nearest lane that we're making the turn into. Now this turn here, it's an intersection turns. What are the rules? When the light turn green, we've already know this intersection turn is only a regular intersection turn. We're gonna pull into the middle until the front bumper, it's aligned with the yellow dot on the left, and there is no traffic coming on my block. Now I'm gonna check mirror left, shoulder left, and go with the turn. On my left side, I've already seen there was a car that turned in with me because I'm checking the shoulder left. Otherwise, I would have not been able to see that. We're making another left turn here again. Intersection turn, always stop sign. Make my turn, mirror left, shoulder left, then go with the turn. Always have to check mirrors and shoulders when you're making turn. We're gonna do it again. At the traffic light coming up, we're gonna make a left-hand turn. We are going to do the same approach. Always check mirror and shoulder when you're making the left turn. This left turn here, it's a regular left turn. Reason why it's a one-way street to a two-way road. What is the difference between a regular left turn and an intersection left turn? At an intersection left turn, we have to make sure the traffic is clear, so we have to pull to the middle of the street to make that turn. And a regular left turn, you don't have to do so because there is no traffic coming in the opposite direction. Just approach the turn as normal. Mirror left, shoulder left. I'm making my left turn and fall where? Into my left lane. Those are the way that they want us to be making our turn. Now what is there for us to do? Go in the regular lane, mirror right, shoulder right. We go to the right. Reason why? Pet student always on the right side of the street, and we just make a left hand turn. We're supposed to be into the left lane. Then when it's clear by yourself, you move over to the right. Folks, these are the principles. These are the things that I want you to understand when it comes down to how to make left and right turns. It is not difficult. It's us to deliver based on those little pointers, okay? At the next traffic light coming up, we're going to make a right-hand turn. Stop where we can see all the crosswalk. Now, this is a two-way street onto another three-way street, but we're gonna make the turn to the nearest lane that we turn into. That's gonna be the newest lane up on your right, on the right side. And as always, before making the turn, you check your mirror right, shoulder right, then you go with your turn. Mirror right, shoulder right, then we go with the turn and fall when? To the nearest lane that we turn into, which is to the right. Then we recover from the turn, nice and smooth, we drive from there. At the traffic light coming up, we're making a right-hand turn. Now we're coming from the service road, making a right-hand turn onto a two-way street. Where are we gonna make the turn? On the newest side. We're signaling, mirror right, shoulder right, blocking up the side. Light is green, making our turn nice and smooth, and fall when? Right onto the right lane. It's a two-way street, then we drive right across. It is just that simple, folks. You know, the more you practice at it, the better you will be getting at it. You know, watch these videos, watch them over and over so you can familiarize yourself with the principle, what behind those turns. But from there, it's not that difficult at all. We cover the left side, left hand turn, as well as right hand turn. We cover left turn into a two-way street where we have to stay to the left. We cover right turn into a two-way street where you have to stay to the right. It's very easy, but you must know how to deliver so you won't have any trouble on those turns. We're gonna just do a few just to reinforce your understanding of those turns. As this traffic light coming up, we're making a right hand turn. Signal the attention, mirror right, shoulder right, Bring the car over to your right. When ready to make the turn again, mirror right, shoulder right. Then make the turn nice and smooth. Recover from the turn, then we drive from there. Here we're gonna make a left-hand turn. This is from a one-way street to a two-way road. We're gonna make the left turn, falling where? Into the nearest lane, which gonna be the left-hand side. We have to go all the way over. Many students tends to make the turn and fall onto the oncoming traffic. Do not do that. Pull all the way over to at the center of the street, make your turn and fall to the nearest lane, all right? Your left, shoulder left, then make my turn, fall to the nearest lane. And this instance is right in the middle. Traffic light coming up, we're making a right-hand turn. Your right shoulder right, make my turn and fall where? To the nearest lane, which is to the right. Then drive from there. Traffic light coming up, we're making a right-hand turn. To one-way street, two-way road, we stay to the right side. Slow, mirror right, shoulder right, then make the turn. Nice and smooth. Tight turn, stay to your side, roll back nice and smooth, then keep it going from there. Traffic light coming up, we're making a right-hand turn. Signal your intention. Mirror right, shoulder right. Make sure it's clear. Go with the turn. Traffic light coming up, we're making a left-hand turn. From a one-way road to a two-way street. Mirror left, shoulder left, make the turn and fall into the left lane, which is going to be this lane who's making the turn. That's perfect. Traffic light coming up, we're making a left-hand turn. There is a left turning arrow. Mirror left, shoulder left, move into the arrow. Then we're going to pull into the middle, wait for the turn because the oncoming traffic has the priority. Very important. We're looking at two things, traffic and the light. Light turn red, mirror left, shoulder left, then we go with the turn. Those are intersection turns. At the traffic light coming up, we're making a left-hand turn. Your left shoulder left, fall right into the left lane, nice and smooth. Cover from the turn, then drive from there. Right turn at the traffic light. Signal your intention halfway to the block. Mirror right, shoulder right, then go with the turn. And where are we gonna fall? To the nearest lane we turn into, which is on the right lane. As you can see, it's a two-way street. Now we're making a left turn at the traffic light coming up. What is there for us to do? We cannot make the left turn from the right lane. By yourself, you're gonna signal your intention, check mirror right, shoulder right, go into the left lane. Then you're gonna prepare up to make that left turn. You cannot make the left turn from the right lane, is unacceptable. Me or left shoulder left. Then we're gonna pull to the middle, make the left turn and fall into our lane. Those are very important, folks, when you're making those turns, especially at the road test. You cannot make the left turn from the right lane. It's not acceptable. Okay, we're gonna do a few more turns from here, folks. I'll take you, you have the basics, so we understand where we're going with these turns. Then once you follow these steps, it shouldn't be any issue for you to be able to make your left and right turn with no issue. Making a right turn at this traffic light here, mirror shoulder to the right, do verification, drop down the speed, make the turn, fall right in the middle, which is a one-way street. Then after we cover, we drive from there. We're gonna make another right turn at the traffic light coming up. Signal halfway to the back. As you stop in, always take a quick glance at what's going on of your surrounding. And when you're ready to accelerate, then you make sure you're looking and going most likely on the side that you're going, you pay more attention to there. Your right shoulder right, the right turn, then fall right into my lane, roll back, pick the driving from there. Traffic light coming up, we're making a left hand turn from a two-way street, to a two-way road. We're gonna make the left turn. Where are we gonna be falling to? To the nearest lane. That's gonna be on the left lane. Then what we will do next, by ourselves, we're gonna signal the attention, mirrors and shoulder, move over to the right lane. You cannot make the left turn and fall right into the right lane. It will not be acceptable. Mirror left shoulder left, going all the way over, make my turn and fall into the left lane, right over here. Then by myself, signal my attention to the right, mirror right, shoulder right, then move over. Folks, these are the tips that I want you to understand, and these are the basics for making left and right turn. By going over this thing over and over, you will have a full understanding on how to make left and right turn with no issue. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell notification icon, so whenever we release any video in that nature, so you will be the first one to be notified. So it was a pleasure. So keep practicing those tips and you should be well on your way.